Welcome to Raise Reflection. I've been discussing the framework which readers employ when they come to the biblical text. And yes, even you, even if you're unaware, have a framework. And it affects how you and I hear, interpret, and apply the biblical text. Now, the four sides, if you will, of a framework is one, goals. That is, why do you come to the text and what are you looking for? Second is methods. How are you reading and studying the text? Third is assumptions. What information expectations do you bring to the text? And then background information. What contextual knowledge about the text do you know or have at your disposal when you read the text? These four components set up the text for our reading and understanding. And the better you understand your framework, the more astute reader you will become, and you can fine tune your framework. Now, I know many of you have a goal to read the Bible through a year. This means you must read 3.2575 chapters per day. That's 1,189 chapters in 365 days. Now, biblical chapters are not of equal length, so it is a challenge to keep track of that 0.2575 of a chapter. That's why many readers, if they're going to read the Bible through a year, follow a reading program, and there are a myriad of these. I would suggest using one of the Bible reading plans found at BibleGateway.com. BibleGateway.com. They have several plans: Genesis to Revelation, or just the Old Testament in a year, or the New Testament through a year, or they'll take you through the whole Bible in a year chronologically. They also offer an entire audio Bible reading plan. And if you take 2 Timothy 3:16 literally as the scriptures being breathed out by God, reading the text aloud or listening to it aloud restores that breadth of text. If you're going to read the biblical text silently, use a Bible translation easy for you to understand, something like the New Living Translation, Common English Bible, Good News Bible, the NIV, the NIVR, the Reader's Edition. There certainly are literal translations that get into the detail of the text, which is good for a detailed analysis, deep study of the text. But if you're going to attempt to read through the Bible in a year, the literal translations, in my opinion, can bog you down. The simpler to read translations kind of make it more smooth for you. And again, remember, what are you trying to gain from reading the whole Bible in a year? The gist of the story. Now, in addition to the biblical text that you're going to read, take notes. If you use your own hard copy of the text, jot observations and questions in the margin. The Bible is to be ingested, not preserved in pristine condition. If you're reading the Bible in digital form or listening to the text, buy a notebook and jot your observations and questions according to the text that you are reading. Then, when you reread that portion of text at a later time, you've already done some groundwork for detailed study. I do not recommend the Bible in a year, for it is zipping through the text faster than what most people can comprehend. And it's also easy to get discouraged. So, how do you get discouraged? Well, let's just say you miss one day of reading. You miss 3.2575 chapters of reading, which means you need to read 6.515 chapters the next day. Or you missed 2 days. Well, then you've got to read 9.7725 chapters in order to catch up. Well, if that's how you want to read, please do it, but I will talk about my preferred method of study in a later section. But next time, I want to discuss the assumptions within our framework that affects a reading of the text. God bless and keep reading.